Watch very closely, because some of you haven't subscribed and force me to hypnotize you. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Well, hey, welcome back to Pacific Northwest Gold Rushers. I'm Jeff, amateur prospector, and this is Gold Rush 23. Well, it is Saturday. I had a busier than normal week. Actually, it's not early morning. I purposely waited a little bit, and just in truth, I enjoyed watching my Gold Rush shows last night, and this morning I got kind of hooked on watching all of the prospector porn you guys post, so and enjoying my coffee. So I wanted to get here in time for that sun to kind of start working its way over so I can have a little bit of shade. But as you can see, I used the Jeep today. A little bit tighter fit for everything, but my Bronco, besides the gas mileage, I think the valve covers are leaking again, so I got to do a little work on that, and I don't like leaking oil up here. But as you can see, it's important to keep things compact and easy to move. So all I have to do now is find me some pay dirt. My goal today is, truthfully, just move some dirt. I've brought people down here, and I've got to run a little bit. As you can see, the water is way down. If you remember from, I would say a month or so ago, that water was right up to this hard gravel. But I did also want to say, before I forget, Philip with T-Rep Adventures finally cleaned his gold up. He has a video. It premiered this morning. Check it out. He was with me a few weeks ago, and he has a video showing a little bit of that, but at the end he weighs it up, and he seemed to be pretty happy with it, and I'm glad. He is a good guy, and we're in the talks of maybe doing something again, and we'll see. It's a little tough sometimes for me to find time. I won't be out next weekend because my son and his family are coming back here from Tennessee, and family comes first. So let me get it. Oh, let me show you how I pack all this stuff down there. 1 second. All right, let me show you. Got everything? Oh my goodness. I'm beat. Gold Rush 23. Let's find them NUGS. Okay, just an update. Well, hot as anything right now, but within the hour, my hydration station will be completely in the shade. So anyway, I went and took a look around down here and everything, as well as up there, and there's a few spots where people were panning. Hopefully they did good. They didn't fill in their holes, but they weren't deep holes. So anyway, I saw this huge boulder, and it took a little bit to move it. You know, you got to pry it, wedge a rock under it, pry it, wedge a rock. But it was down and wedged against that rock. And I do have a little bit of sand, but, you know, you got this light silty sand, and then these rocks. But the gravel started to get good, like our typical top layer. But down here, you see how those gravels have a lot more clay kind of in it and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and get my super sluice and my classifier, see if there's anything in there. And hope, well, at least I got a little bit of a breeze now. She's warm. Gold Rush 23. Okay, got my classifier filled up. You still see the material down there, but you don't know until you pan. Back in a bit. Gold Rush 23. Alrighty, well, I got that done. I'm still battling floaters, but I counted 15 flakes, but they're pretty darn small. It's so much glare, I'm not even sure you can see those. So, not phenomenal, but for one pan, it's pretty good, especially since it was just a random spot. So, we do have some people that came down, and they're going to be pulling out here. They're going to drop the rafts further up, and right now, the sun finally has me in the shade, and the best thing that happens, because you can see the trees moving now. It always seems to happen here where, are you going to come pee on that again? Go on now. Go. Oh. You going to hang out with me and get some nugs? Huh? What do you think? You're pretty. You got pretty eyes. Quit eyeballing my nugs. A little distraction. So anyway, so what my plan is, oh, as I was saying, you can see that it always happens, like as soon as you get this shade line from the sun starts to go over the trees, you get this nice little breeze. And so out there is hot, but you still have a little bit of a breeze. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know if you can see it, the stuff in the pile right there is kind of like the top layer stuff, but I have a big size rock there, and I think what I'm going to do is just, for now, just kind of dig and see what it is, and then I'll classify a bucket or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, whatever it is. And I'm going to have all the buckets classified because I'm going to run them. I'm going to classify them before I even set up, because I'm just going to basically set up, run them, and then that should be good. So I got plenty of buckets, as well as the 2 in my pack. So right now I'm just kind of enjoying finally this cool breeze. I was sweating just sitting here. And yes, my hair is too long, and tomorrow I'm hoping to get it shaved off. I can't stand my hair being this long, but it gives me kind of a wild look though, don't you think? So anyway, back at it. Gold Rush 23. Hey, alright. Well, I got 1 bucket classified down there, but what I've been doing, this was my original hole, but I'm working my way around this boulder, but I pulled out that one and that one, which were wedged in here, but look at that good pay there. So I'm hoping that kind of clay mixture works its way around this big old boulder. So let me keep at it. Got my goal is to do 3 or 4 buckets and run them. That stuff over there is mostly the top layer. This one would be, well, actually I'm not even segregating it. I'm just doing everything. Woo! That breeze feels good. Back in a bit. Gold Rush 23. Alrighty, just an update. So I just finished bucket number 2, and it is, thankfully, it appears to be working its way around. The bad news is it kind of going that way, but right now I don't want to go that way because I am going under that boulder. So I'm just going to keep, because it looks like good dirt. I moved a lot of gravels and rocks. So right now I need to get some water in me. And then I'll get to work on that third bucket. I'll tell you what, this classifier sure makes classifying a hell of a lot easier. So, let me get some water in me, and we'll get back to digging. Gold Rush 23. Alrighty, just an update. Number 3. Got number 4. Oh, that's a good breeze. But, still working my way around. It's tough digging. A lot of rock has to be moved. Those are just the larger rocks, and then there's all these. But I think what I'm going to do is kind of level out that clay area there, just and try to get one more bucket out of it. But time for more water. Gold Rush 23. Ah, that breeze does feel good though. Alrighty, just an update. Well, that's all the digging I'm doing today. That's a lot of rock. But I have a reason for it, just not going to tell you. And you can see, oh yeah, I rolled down one of these two out also, but look at all that mud from the clay. But it didn't go in the river, and I got 4 buckets. So I got to set up my Mighty Keen wash plant to recirc and get this stuff ran. But yeah, woo. Between picking and shoveling, but I think it should be good. But I don't know. I haven't done a pan since the first pan, so I could be digging for nothing, or I could have a giant nug. Gold Rush 23. Well, alrighty, just an update. I was actually getting ready to run everything and get everything set up, and a couple guys, local guys, showed up who drifted down the river, and they were trying to prospect and stuff, so they didn't have any luck, and they remind me of me and Richmond the first day we ever started. So like their pan wasn't conditioned or anything, but they were having fun. So I let them go ahead and use my SP14s. I have 2 of them in my classifier, and each of them mop the bottom of my hole and classify a bucket, and they got nugs. So I went ahead and reclamated the hole. Fill your holes. And Brian and Pat, is that the names? Huh? Brian and Pat? And Sam. Sam. They got nugs. Pacific Northwest Gold Rusher nugs. Go home and
on our way to retirement now.
Show your wife your nugs.
We will. Thank you very much.
You bet. So we got the hole reclamated. That's what's needed. And now I just got to set everything up. I got to get my recirc over there. Ooh. See if I found a nug. Gold Rush 23. Well, howdy, hey, welcome back. It is the next day. I wanted to point out that it, oh, like a knucklehead, I was getting things set up to clean it up, and I realized yesterday when I broke out another gold pan, so I could teach those guys how to pan for gold, and I think I forgot one of them back at the river. So looks like I'm out of pan, but unless I don't know, I might go for a drive today, who knows. But anyway, so of course I got the gold wheel set up, but I got a lot of cons. So the main reason for that is I did no panning. All I did was clean out the sluice and put it in a bucket. Because I was running concentrates just like the week before, there was so much black sand building up in the Keen. I only ran 2 buckets, cleaned it, and then 2 buckets and cleaned it again. So got everything ready, my kitchen type strainer device for my bigs to see if I got any real nugs, my coffee, my gold wheel. I'm ready to go. Let's see what we got. Gold Rush 23. Now that's the way to spend your morning. Cup of coffee, collecting gold. Alrighty, just an update. I finished with the gold wheel, and just a reminder that I always set my gold wheel way down to where I do collect a lot of the black sands, because I want to catch every tiny little flake I can. But because of that, you still end up with panning to do. So let me show you. So out of the super sluice I had filled with concentrates, this is what I ended up with. And you can see there's already some really tiny, there's a nug, tiny microdots. So I have to pull this down kind of like a Miller table very gently, and it just takes time. But to get every single little nug, it's worth it. Back in a bit. Well, howdy hey, I got it all done, and I'm pretty happy. There's definitely a couple nugs in there, but a lot of microdots too, which means I had everything set, I believe, correctly on there. So, let's not waste any time. Let me show you. Might be better in the light, maybe. Shade. So I'm happy with that. That's actually a nice little smile on the pan there. Believe it or not, I got to go back there today because I left one of my SP14s there. I showed those two guys, Brian and Sam, I think it was, how to do panning, but I ended up leaving one of my pans behind, so I'm going to be heading back there. Wanted to thank everybody for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It's getting better. I'm finding more of you guys posting your videos and such, and I told you before, I love them. It motivates me, and every one of them. Everybody does everything a little bit different, and don't be afraid to try new things. I know I do. Some of my panning techniques have changed over the time, just to make sure I try different things, even how to run a sluice. A lot of things I did, I had no idea how to do it other than watching your guys' videos. Some of you may think, oh, this is silly. I didn't even get any gold today. I still like seeing the scenery, and I like to see what and why you're looking someplace. Indoor, I just enjoy seeing people enjoy themselves. Leave me a comment. If I haven't subscribed to you, leave me a comment. I subscribe to everybody who actually has videos, who leaves a comment. I think we should support one another. Hit that thumbs up button. But most of all, you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and you have a great week. I will not, probably won't be posting next week because my son's coming from Tennessee with his family, and family first. You guys are my YouTube family, and I appreciate you. Have a great week. Gold Rush 23.